All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
How do you think you did?
I was so nervous even if it's just a mock interview. It feels like it's the same thing that's gonna happen in the corporate interviews that I'll be having in the future, so. Hello mga kabagis, my name is Kiko from Kiko Speaks and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching my videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa aking mga videos. So kita nyo naman, naka-formal ako. Para lang akong aatin sa binyag. Tapos yung buhok ko parang pang-COVID.
Oh my God! Wow!
Hairstyle kasi wala na siyang gupit magmula nung last month. Ang haba-haba na rin kaya ako lagi nakakap kasi parang hindi ko maayos ng maayos.
Say what?
Hindi ko siya maayos ng maayos. Alright. Okay, so balik tayo. So, ayun nga mga kabagis, ang mangyayari ngayon is meron tayong mock interview which is yun yung final exam natin sa co-op na subject. So, yung co-op is like, pre-co-op, hindi pa ito yung talagang gagawin namin sa co-op work itself, is yung interview. So, magbibigay ng mga tanong yung professor namin sa amin, then sasagutin namin just like an ordinary interview, just like a normal job interview. So, let's see kung anong mangyayari. Let's see kung ano magiging feedback. Hindi nyo siya makikita dito ngayon sa video. Yung the way kami mag-usap ng professor ko. Pero maririnig nyo siya through the audio, which is naka-upload din siya ngayon dito. Ayun, let's see. And wish me luck.
Well, this won't be too painful. I'm going to ask you 4 or 5 questions.
Okay.
Then you'll have the opportunity to ask me whatever you want.
Sure.
Then the interview will be over, and I'll give you my feedback.
Okay. No
All
problem.
right?
Yep.
You ready?
I'm nervous, but let's go ahead.
All right. So, Francis, thanks so much for coming in today. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
So why don't you start out by telling me a little bit about who you are?
Well, I've been in the marketing industry for about 2 years, more than 2 years, and the last work that I've had was back in Saudi Arabia. I was working as a digital media manager, and I was handling the social media and even events management, but majority of my time is dedicated to social media management, which is about 70%. And while I was with Virgin Mobile Group, I was handling the Friendly Mobile, which is a subsidiary of that company. And I think one of the best things that I've done there is to increase their social media campaigns, meaning their Facebook engagement, where I was able to acquire about 300% for a year from last year's campaign. And with that, I think I was really happy doing that. And in my free time, I'm also doing my own social media consultation, and because it's one of my passions while I'm not having anything to do at work. So I earn money from that as well. And now I am currently a student at Centennial College, and I'm taking up marketing, major in account management. It is a postgrad, and whenever I don't do anything, you can always see me editing my videos because I have my own YouTube, which is Kiko Speaks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. How would your friends describe you?
Well, my friends would describe me as a passionate person, meaning I really work hard on things that I really want to do. For example, this YouTube thing, wherein I love social media and I love things that is happening in the information technology and in the digital media. And then I was inspired by one story when I was YouTube, and thought that maybe I could do the same thing as well. And however, the main roadblock there is that for me to get monetized is that I need to have about 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch views hours. And few days ago, I just celebrated my 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views from YouTube. So I think it paid off.
Okay. Who's the biggest influence in your life and why?
There are a lot of people who are influencing my life, and but one of those is actually a friend of mine who is Dr. Louis Sean Sabico. He's a medical doctor back in Saudi Arabia. He was my friend, and while he was a doctor, I mean medical doctor, he was also a community leader, and he has been winning different speech contests during our Toastmasters gig, and that is when I got inspired to do as well the Toastmasters. And from him, I was able to improve my speaking, my way of leading people, since I became a president of the Toastmasters, where he also led at that time. So basically, he's one of the more, well, I could say that inspiring people that I have met in my life.
Okay. Um, what is teamwork and what does it mean to you?
Well, there are a lot of definitions when it comes to teamwork, but for me, teamwork is that everyone is functioning according to their own role. For example, I am a valuable player, which I am actually, and we have different roles in a team. One is a libero who will receive the ball. One is a spiker. I mean, there are three people who will do spiking, and then another one is do a setting. So there is a functional role for each of the individuals participating in the group. So without one, it will not be achieving the goal, which is to win a certain competition. And I believe I can work in a teamwork like that. I mean, I can work in an environment that requires teamwork, which I think I have already honed that in the previous engagements that I've had in the past.
Last question. Why should I hire you?
You should hire me because I am a passionate person and I do things beyond what is expected from me. And with that, with the previous experience that I've had, I was able to increase the engagement of the social activities. I mean, social media activities of my previous company, and with the entrepreneurial mindset that I have, I think I can bring in your company those kinds of results, and of course my passion at work.
You have any questions for me?
Sure, yeah. So how do you see your company in the next 3 years?
Well, let's get through the next 6 months and then I'll let you know.
Oh, sure.
Before all this, with the pandemic started, I'll answer it from that point of view. We're a growing company. We're hiring people, every day. And we've grown the last 3 years, double digits. And I foresee that not with this epidemic or pandemic in play, but those were our goals for the next 3 years, to continue double-digit growth. And it looked like that was going to be achievable without a problem. Now we've had a little bit of a blip here. People are working from home. It's just a different time. Mm-hmm. But as we get back to normal, I think that's what we can expect, is that we will have double-digit growth for the next 3 years.
Okay, that's perfectly understood. Now, I have another question. Since I've researched in your company and the job description itself and the way your working environment, I mean the culture of the company is doing now, I mean, what is a typical day looks like for a position that I'm applying for?
Well, typical day. I'm going to answer this because I'm not in your department, but I'll give you my best shot from my experience. Typical day is to show up on time, ready to go. You work with individuals within the department. You will have your own jobs that you have to get done on a daily basis. And then you will be assigned to anywhere up to 3 or 4 projects at a time with different people in your department.
Mhm.
So, you have your own job to do, and then you have to manage, like I said, up to 3 or 4 other projects
Sure.
with different people in your department. So you kind of got to be on your toes. You have to be organized, and we talked about it. You got to be a good team player. So
Okay, I understand. Okay, and finally, what will I expect after this interview?
so you are number 5 out of 7 people that I'm interviewing today.
Sure.
I will compile all the information on the weekend. I'm going to sit down with my boss on Monday, and we're going to shortlist down to 3 individuals. I will call all 7 individuals on Wednesday, and the 3 people that are moving forward will have an interview a week from today, a second interview a week from today.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much. I think that's about it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
How do you think you did?
I was so nervous, even if it's just a mock interview. It feels like it's the same thing that's gonna happen in the corporate interviews that I'll be having in the future. So,
Why were you nervous?
because I'm looking at you.
Oh, God. Okay, am I that scary? But why? Think about that. Why are you nervous? You know what you want to say, don't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because in the past I was the one who's doing the interviews, and then now I'm being interviewed by a
Right.
more eloquent person. So it's kinda, what do you call this one? Intimidating at first, and then as you go along with the interview, you become relaxed and you become normal as you should be.
Yeah, Francis, I think you're always going to be a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing to have a little bit of nerve, but you don't want to be like, you didn't sound nervous.
Okay.
And I think just if you practice your answers continually, and I know, I'm the teacher and I'm saying, oh, practice, 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 but truly, if you sit down and you work through the answers that you want to give, and Toastmasters, you know it. You know if you practice,
Yeah.
you speak as well as you speak, right?
We learn by doing. Okay.
Exactly. So, I thought you did pretty well. First of all, I asked you to tell me about yourself. You said you've been in marketing 2 years. You were in Saudi Arabia. You were a digital media manager and an event manager. You worked for Virgin Mobile. You increased Facebook coverage. That's all good. That's about your work.
Okay.
In your free time, social media consultation. And I'll get to this part, the friends piece.
Okay.
When I asked you about your friends, you said they call me passionate, and then you went in to tell me about yourself and your YouTube and your 1,000 people. You got off what your friends thought about you.
Okay.
And what I circled here was those 1,000 people that you got on YouTube. That could be in the tell me about yourself piece, right? Because
Oh,
that's what you're doing.
yeah.
And your friends, what do they think about you? Stay on what they think. What else do they think about you? You're passionate, and what else do they think?
I'm driven.
What's that?
I'm driven. I mean, same thing,
Okay.
right?
So here's the thing that I want you to do.
Mm.
After we're done, send a text to 2 of your friends and say, if you were to describe me, what would you say?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing.
You take what they send you back and you write that in under how do my friends describe me, and then it's legit, right?
Okay. Noted. I got that.
Hopefully they're positive about it.
I'm hoping to.
All right, this is the greatest influence. Great answer, my friend. Sorry, I didn't get his name. It was Sabdabika.
Sean Louis Sabico.
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
He's also a community leader. And he taught me through I met him through Toastmasters. He taught me how to speak. He taught me how to lead people. And for me, he's one of the biggest influences because of this. And I look up to the guy. I would just have an example of something where you saw him leading people that it kind of clicked for you and you thought, boy, that's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Teamwork. You talked about volleyball.
Sure.
And everyone has a functional role. And if one doesn't work, then there's a breakdown in the system. You talked about spikers. You talked about setters. And everyone has to work together, and therefore you can win a tournament or your division or whatever it is. So it's good. That's a good answer.
Sure.
Do you have an example of a volleyball team you were on where maybe you weren't all the best volleyball players, the tallest players, but because everybody did their job, you did end up winning? Use that as an example.
Okay.
Why should I hire you? Because I'm a passionate person. I go beyond to bring results to the company, and I have an entrepreneurial mindset. It's good. What else do you have? I show up every day. I show up on time. I'm loyal. I'm ethical, and I'm a team player.
Okay.
And these are the things that I'll bring to the company if you hire me.
Okay, sure.
Questions. You had 3 questions, the most important one being the last one.
The last one? Okay.
What are the next steps?
Yeah.
Because you're here with me now.
Mhm.
You don't want to leave this interview and not ask what the next steps are, because then I'm gone. If you need to get a hold of me because you don't know what the hell's going on, but I told you what's going on, that I'm going to be calling next Wednesday with either another interview or saying thank you, but no thank you. And you can then at that point say, well, Patrick, that's great. I appreciate you, letting me know this. If I don't hear from you on Wednesday, would it be all right for me to reach out to you?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, yeah, it's fine. So you have somewhere to go after here, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because in the world of business, you don't know what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Sure.
You're seeing me in this role, but this is a very small part of what I do. I got a job. I got to be doing other stuff. And, Wednesday may come and go, and I get a project on my desk Tuesday afternoon that's got to be done Wednesday at noon or Wednesday at 5. I'm not going to call all 7 people back because this is something for the company. Your particular job you're applying for can wait another day or 2 or 3. It's not going to be the be-all and end-all. But if you don't ask me, you don't know. You just know that I haven't returned your call. Mm-hmm. Hang on just a second.
Okay.
Somebody's calling me. You know that I haven't returned your call, but you don't know why.
Okay.
You don't know if you should reach out. So that's why it's such an important question. And the other questions that you asked are good as well. Have another one and always write them down before you go in so you don't have to rely on your memory.
Do you have for example, do you have any specific number of questions that we can actually ask the interviewer?
Yes, in class I said 4 to 5.
Okay.
That's okay.
I go on 3.
That's okay. You know what? The way the course ended, it's disappointing to me because we didn't get a chance to practice or do any of that stuff. So everybody has done very, very well in the mock interviews. It's just I like to provide time for you guys to do it in class. We can make comments. I can give you ideas, and we just didn't have any of that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you did a very, very good job.
Thank you so much, sir.
And did I not give you an A+ on the networking thing?
Yeah, you did.
That was very, very well done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was really hard for me to find this guy because, you know, he's been busy and he's been locked down. I mean, he doesn't want to go out. So I have to frequently call him and then ask for his availability.
Yeah, no, you did a great job on that.
Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, I will post your mark on this tonight.
Sure.
Good luck this afternoon in your financial management class.
Yeah. I hope you do all good.
And you're done in August?
Hopefully, but I'm thinking of getting into a co-op.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to be working in the summer, but if you're back in the
really?
fall, hopefully I'll see you then.
Oh, well, I'll see you then.
And if not, if there's anything you need or you have any questions, don't hesitate.
Sure. Thank you so much, Prof.
All right, take it easy,
Okay,
buddy.
have a nice day. And
All right,
keep
you
safe,
too.
be healthy. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
So guys, nakita nyo naman kung paano yung interview. Parang totoo na rin siya kahit sa klase lang namin. Nakakaba. Tapos talagang yun yung siguro ako kapag ini-interview ako ng mga interviewers, ng mga recruiters. Siyempre kabado ka tapos nag-jumble-jumble yung mga pinagsasabi mo. Tapos yung Sean Lowe sa Bacon, napagbali-baliktad ko rin kung mapapansin nyo. Sobrang kabado ko. Kasi nakasalaya doon grade ko for the semester. So, alam mo yun, ando talaga yung kaba. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. And thank you so much for supporting. Okay, guys. So, I hope marami tayong natutunan sa interview process. At yung mga questions, 5 lang ito sa mga questions na itatanong sa'yo ng mga employers mo. So, if ever meron kang interviews in the future, pwede mo na rin sigurong gawing reference to based doon sa feedback ng aking professor. So, good luck, and sabi nga niya, keep practicing. If you can, memorize the difficult questions and answers na pwede mo rin naman makita sa Google. Okay? So, yun lamang mga kabagis. Thank you so much for watching. This is again Kiko from Kiko Speaks, and do not forget to subscribe. See you next time.